Hey everybody, it's Jeff here with Entrepreneur Essentials at T-Werx. Glad to have you out here again. I have my friend Bryan Pierce here with me. Bryan is the creator and CEO of Lightning Creator, which is a digital marketing agency that actually incubated here at T-Werx. So they were one of our first companies that incubated with us. I'm really excited to talk about Bryan's journey, both from going from big tech company to I'm my own guy and running his business, but also talk a little bit about how he came in with one idea and it really morphed as he worked with the entrepreneurs here at T-Werx and in the co-working world. So I think it's a really good story to hear about. So Bryan, thanks for coming today. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. How did you get here?
Sure. So I spent the first 14 years of my career working for Apple.
Okay.
The past year, I was working at Facebook, and April 28th was my last day there. Okay. May 1st was my first day here, and that was when I started my entrepreneurial journey. You know, I think that.
But you were here before that.
You know, I think that it was one of those things where I had a desk here.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually here. Okay.
But I had a desk.
I had a desk. The plan was to be here. It just did not happen. Which is, yeah, I think that I think everything it works out the way it's supposed to work out, right? But really, my company did not exist in any state until May 1st.
Okay.
Being here was really before that was really just about, well, is this a possibility?
Yeah.
Right? Is this something I could even go down the road with? Right? And I think that you know, having worked in a co-working facility, you know, before this, I was familiar with what a co-working facility was, the benefits to it, right? But I will tell you that in the difference between working here versus working at, you know, some of the bigger places, the bigger names downtown, there's a lot more interaction that happens here.
Sure.
I think there's a lot more conversation, and I think it's a little bit more open environment here. The degree of variety of jobs is much different here, right? If you're downtown, they're all tech jobs.
Yeah.
Everyone is a tech job. Everyone's a tech company, which is great. The problem is that sometimes it can become insular.
Sure.
In that if everyone's talking the same way, everyone's doing the same thing, where's the innovation happen?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that you really almost have to break out and come out to a place like this and really see the different types of businesses out there.
And your business doesn't really serve the tech community exclusively.
Right.
It serves a much broader business environment.
Exactly. Which is what makes it perfect for what it is that we do. I think that in truth, when I first started here, I was really looking at my skill set being my managerial skills. My ability to recruit great talent, manage great people, and really, you know, design was kind of the part of business that I wanted to be in. I just definitely have a creative part of me, right, that really wants to make creative great things, right? You know, I wrote a graphic novel once before. You know, I've done a lot of things with art. I'm really big in terms of the look and feel of things, as well as the technology piece of it. And so that to me was why I went down the road of design. I think that having been here, my business model changed dramatically.
Sure.
Right? Talking to business owners outside of my field was huge.
Yeah.
Right?
And finding out what they wanted.
Exactly. Right? Also kind of breaking out of the downtown bubble of normal prices.
Yeah.
Right? What is normal downtown, I guarantee you, it's nowhere near anywhere out here. Right? And I think that, you know, that was another thing of, okay, well, what is a realistic mid to small business price range.
Sure.
Right? What are they really looking for? What do they really need? And so, talking to business owners, really kind of figuring out what target market I wanted to get into. The only way I would have really known that is having talked to such a variety of different business owners here. And that's been huge.
Yeah.
Right? So we've been able to really come up with some great packages, really great services, understanding business owner pain points, understanding if they have a website, why isn't their website awesome?
Yeah.
Right? If they don't have a website, why not? Right? Understanding the answers to those questions has been a big part of what we have done to create Lightning Creator and the packages and services that we have today.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
You came into this really, I remember my first conversations with you were really from more of a website design functionality. We're gonna be the company that you come to that we're going to design the best website for you, and we've got this amazing back end to create those with. How did that morph as you had conversations with business owners?
So I think that first and foremost, the number one thing that really I figured out was that the majority of people who have chosen not to have a website have chosen that because they have yet to see what the return on investment is actually going to be, right? If you're going to spend $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a website and it doesn't make money, that's basically like spending $10,000, $15,000 on a toy. Yeah. And that's how they view it. It's a toy, right? It's something that everyone tells them they should have, and it's supposed to make the money, but where, when, right? And I think that that's always been kind of the fault of the web design industry, is that the web design industry, as I have perceived it, has always been, well, we're artists and we're re-envisioning your company through our artwork, which is digital, right? But there never has been any sort of plan of, okay, well, how is this actually going to make you money? Yeah. Right? And then, of course, I understand and know what a online digital marketing funnel looks like, right? How do you create that? How do you create one that is made for the long term and the long-term success of the business, as well as how do you have options and solutions that gives the short term, right? Which is we're able to provide, right? With pay-per-click advertising and other direct marketing techniques that we can utilize, and we're always looking to expand and investigate new alternatives, right? We're currently investigating something right now that we're working on, and if it turns out well, I think it could be a great product, but I'll just kind of tease that out there.
Yeah, there's something coming.
Yep, there's something there, but we've got pay-per-click advertising, which is sort of that immediate rate of return, right? We've got some really great, talented people that we work with. 5 to 7 times ad spend is what generally people get the return on, which is huge, right? And that's pretty much immediately. Right? There is some time where you have to learn what is really going to work. But we have daily, weekly, monthly activities that lets us learn that quickly, and then in the long term get you that type of rate of return. Right? I think that a lot of people who try to do their own pay-per-click management, number one, they get discouraged too quickly. Okay. Also, it's just a proven fact that people who try to do it themselves do not get a good click-through rate. Their click-through rate is terrible, and that means that it's even more expensive for them. We have actually, part of what is built into our rate of return is that because our people have been doing this for years and years and years, we're a startup, but through the people that we have working with us, we can show decades worth of experience. And I think that's amazing, right?
Yeah, that's I think your differentiator.
Exactly.
So can you talk a little bit about how you structure your teams?
Yeah, exactly. So the way that we've structured it is that we really wanted to look at it from the perspective of creating a collective of freelancers, right? So we're able to hire some of the best talent around, okay, on an individual freelance basis, but these are special interview people. These are people that are hand-picked. These are not just come one, come all, we'll take anyone. If you can work on a project, we'll take you. It is really a selective process. And I think that number one, we keep people focused on what it is that they do best. So if you're a writer, you're going to be doing writing. If you're a web designer, you're going to be doing web design. You know, a lot of web designers, they don't do copy for a website, right? Because they're designers, not writers.
Yeah, that's not what they do.
That's not writer. But I will tell you, the second thing next to price and the toy factor of a website was the fact that business owners became very frustrated that they would go to the website designer, and the web designer would be like, well, you need to write about your business. I don't write about your business, right? And the business owner's like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I have things to do.
And I'm not a writer.
I'm not a writer, yeah. So, you know, it really is sort of the catch-22. So we really felt like we had to have great content for websites.
Sure.
Right?
Well, I mean, otherwise it's just a it's just a website. That's it. Yeah.
Exactly, right? And so that's what we bring to the table.
Okay.
And we have all different ranges of experiences and of course different price points, but everyone has at least a college level degree in writing. We can go all the way up to Master of Fine Arts in terms of experience.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, you know, you talked about, you got into the package deal. So can you explain how you package things together for people to differentiate yourself from some of your competition that's out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, one of the things we realized is that the biggest piece of what it is that we do is education.
Okay.
We really have to educate business owners on what a good lead funnel looks like, okay? I think that one of the things that I do is I try to demystify online marketing from being either a fad or a toy or some sort of like geek hack that happens, and really make it into, well, it's not a new way of doing business, it's a different way of doing business, okay? And it still is business,
sure,
right? And it's big business, if you do it right, okay? So we really help people to understand, you know, the number one thing that prevents business from really taking off is not having the right qualified leads, right? If a business doesn't have the business coming into it that it needs, it's never going to survive. They're never going to have the capital that they're going to need to keep moving on to the next month and month after that. This is the thing that business owners worry about every single month is, am I going to make it to the next month? What we do is we put together a lead funnel, and I really help business owners understand on the front that it's going to take about a year for them to really see the kind of results that they're looking to make, okay? But within 1 year's time, we're going to have built a tribe for them of the most loyal fans and customers and clients that they could ever go to, right? And it is that consistent and ongoing engagement of your tribe that is going to lead to real wealth and real gains.
Sure.
Right? And you honestly do not have to have a huge profit margin or a product that, you know, is more than like a $10 profit to make $1 million business.
Yeah.
When you have a tribe like that. The problem has always been for most businesses is that they don't have that tribe. And if you don't have that fan base, if you don't have at least 100,000 people standing behind you and cheering you on, it's really hard every single day to keep going forward because you're fighting for every single client, every single customer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, realistically, you work with people that can generate a tribe of 100,000.
Exactly.
You know, which I think that's the difference that, you know, I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and we've had these conversations. Bryan and I will talk all the time about, you know, I've come across in networking hundreds and hundreds of people that do SEO or, you know, social media marketing and all that.
Yep.
But what I've not found is the people and the talent that you deal with really at a relatively affordable price.
Right.
Depending, you know, I mean, it's okay if I know I can put in $1 and I can get $5 back over time. Yeah, it's a worthwhile investment of my money.
Exactly.
And it's going to be done at a top-notch level. You're bringing the talent that somebody from Facebook, you know, that Facebook can bring to the you know, to the table.
Sure. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what's new and exciting in your business right now. I mean, your business is pretty new, period. But
sure. Yeah. You know, I think that right now we have. Last month we launched our sales team.
Nice.
And I think that with any new sales team, you know, we learned lessons within that first month. We learned what worked, what didn't work. I think that we've got our core team that we've got right now, and we're actually piloting something that if it works out for us, I would feel confident actually rolling that out to other businesses.
That's great.
I think that's another piece of the puzzle that I really feel strongly about. I would never offer somebody a solution that I haven't used myself, right? That I don't know personally works.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, that's something that we're investigating, looking at. It's what we're doing is not exactly new. It's something that has been done in Silicon Valley for a while.
Okay.
But maybe not as widely known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it might have been done in Silicon Valley, but it hasn't dripped down to
Right.
the regular business on the street, the smaller
Exactly.
businesses, or
Yep.
I mean, even just general business that might not be as web focused.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I
It
can't
is.
wait to. We'll have conversations about this because I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear where you're going with that. So tell us a little bit about. So we're going to do our fast 5 questions
Okay.
now.
Yep.
You wake up in the morning. No more business. You still have all the knowledge that you have, but no more business. Have $5 in your or $500 in your pocket. Place to live, food. What would you do first?
So maybe this is slightly cheating, but I back up my business to the cloud. I just bring it back in.
Smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and in truth, I think that that's actually one of the best things about the business that I constructed.
Okay.
Everything that we do is digital. If I lost my laptop, it literally is all up in the cloud anyways.
Yeah.
And
When you need to upgrade, it's
Yep.
just
and what's not in the and everything that's in the cloud has been backed up on 2 solid state drives. So I'm really covered, and I learned that a long time ago. You back everything up unless you want to lose it. Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, well then we know.
Yep.
Your business would just be right back to where it was. So tell me about your biggest entrepreneurial mistake.
I think that my biggest entrepreneurial mistake I probably made much earlier on. This is my first business.
Sure.
And I think that any entrepreneur who's worth anything has had multiple businesses that have failed.
Absolutely.
And
You never learn otherwise. Yeah.
I have had blistering failures
Yes.
in my past. But with each one of those you learn, and you pick yourself up and you keep moving forward. And I think the biggest mistake I made early on is that merit will always win. And unfortunately it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I truly felt like we had a phenomenal product. But you know what my biggest issue always was? I didn't have the leads or the customer base supporting it. I didn't have my tribe.
You didn't have the tribe, so it doesn't matter.
So
yeah.
if anyone knows how important it is to build and have that tribe,
Sure.
I get it. Because I lived it, and I've had too many failed businesses as a result of it. And I think that the exciting part about what it is that we do is that we can build tribes for people now. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what's going to differentiate you in the long run is that piece of it. I think that single piece alone. The rest of it's things that everybody does, but that one thing.
Yep.
Is there a tool that you use in your business every day, like an Evernote or something along those lines, that you would recommend?
I'm going to tell you that I honestly did not have as much of appreciation for Google G Suite as I do today.
Yeah.
I mean, it is incredible. It is incredible for me. It is easy for me to create a new website, or I'm not a new website, a new email address with our website address on it.
Got it.
For any of the new people that we bring on, right? So there's a consistency of messaging when we're reaching out to people. The other piece that we use is Basecamp. We really could not do what we do without it.
Okay.
That is huge for bringing together a collective of different talents into a single project, and we would not be able to do it without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have a book that you would recommend for entrepreneurs?
I'm going to tell you that there's a couple of them out there. There's a book out there called Traction. There's also an online web series and training called Gimme Growth.
Gimme Growth. Okay.
And I've recently run across it. Very interesting. Very very interesting takes and perspectives, and it's really given from some of the best industry leaders in the tech industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how do our viewers get a hold of you? How do they get?
Going to lightningcreator.com, probably the easiest way. On there, that we have a contact form. They can reach out to us that way if they're interested in any of our services. We can schedule a video one-on-one, and we can really sit down and talk about what their needs are. We're going to start having weekly webinars.
Okay. And
we're going to be promoting those on our website, so be on the lookout for that.
Perfect.
We're really excited about a lot of the new things that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Mm-hmm. Well, Bryan, thank you very much for taking the time today.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it. Folks, as always, this will be available on next probably Wednesday because we have a holiday. Usually it's Tuesdays when we do our shows and they come out. Right below here is our subscription. So make sure that if you're viewing this and you haven't subscribed to our website, there's going to be lots more of these type of interviews. You'll be able to go back and view any of them on our YouTube site. But to know when the new ones are coming out, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We look forward to seeing you guys here next week. Bryan, thanks a lot for coming out, and we will see y'all next week. Thanks.
Great.